Okay, Danielle, I've got your work up. And the first thing that I want to mention is how this process goes, what I'm going to do here, so that this makes sense. Okay, so we can see that what's due, right? You got that list, and you know what you're doing. I mean, from your writing, you know exactly what needs to be included. That's great. You know exactly what you have and what is missing. So that's fantastic. And oh, by the way, thanks so much for getting this in early. It really, really helps. But anyway, so as I was saying, you know what you have and what you're missing. So you got a leg up on the project already. Um, and I will say this: the importance of resume is it's all upfront work, man. It really is. I mean, it's preparation for sure. Um, so good job getting yourself prepared for this first presentation here. And what I want to talk about here is the process, like I started out to say. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through your work, all your work, and make sure that we have all the pieces, which isn't that important right now because obviously you know what you have and what you're missing. Then I want to go through week 1 and 2 requirements and give a formal critique so that you can work on those pieces while you're still finding pieces to fill out the other requirements. Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, so and then I'll open this. Okay, so personal identity isn't due week 1, but I'll look at this anyways. I just want, it's curious to me that you're using, I don't know who Skylar Haven is. Is this somebody who you designed for? Typically, your personal identity, that's you. This is your identity program. I mean, you should, maybe I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Is Skylar Haven a pseudonym? As I said, forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm just not understanding the branding here. So keep that in mind. You want to brand yourself. I mean, it's awesome that you're designing for other designers, but remember, this is about you. So you want to promote yourself here in this personal identity, not another designer. Okay, moving on. This is Collateral. So you got 1, 2, 3 pieces for Collateral, missing 2 thumbnails and process book. I recommend starting with the sketches. This you've shown before. You don't want to show pieces twice in your resume. You really don't. Thumbnails process book this is what we're getting at. We're looking at this. Okay, I tried this, maybe it worked, it didn't. I tried this, I looked at this, I looked at this, I explored these different things. Here's my sketches. Wow, these are fabulous sketches. By the way, we're gonna feature these sketches. You've got, let me just, oh yeah, you've got some nice sketches going on. And portfolio reviewers and hiring professionals love sketches, love sketches. And the reason why is because it shows us that you have the ability to take an idea from your mind, put it on paper, and then take that from that paper and carry forward with it, as opposed to just kind of winging it where you go, oh, I got this idea, I'm just going to go do it. This is critically important. Critically important. Outstanding job here. When you present these, though, I'm going to recommend that you give us a little size here. Feel free to give us some size. It's great that you left these are wonderful. So I would start the process book with sketches. First, I would start with a thesis, a written statement about what the project entails. Then I would go straight and what your objectives are in the project. And I would go straight to your sketches, maybe a paragraph about the objective of the sketches. What are you trying to portray here? Then go to this page, your type studies. I would keep type studies separate from your final renderings. So keep your type separate, okay? And if you have a color study here, that would be great to include your colors. That would be awesome. As far as the piece itself, okay, let's go back to that for a second. Thumbnails process book. Okay, so should contain a compilation of everything that went into the piece. So that's good that you're showing a lot of these different. So this we've already seen, and this file right here has issues anyways because it's set up as 2 files, but you've got crop marks. These are crop marks, so this is not set up correctly. We'll talk about that in a second. Thumbnails process, excellent, excellent, excellent. This is exactly what you want. Nice photography too, good job. Obviously you took a little bit of time and research to see how to properly photograph your work. So excellent job there. I'm not crazy about this. It's just too stark. There's nothing here. You're not showing us anything here. I would skip that and go straight to this. Because all this is showing us is that there's a CD with no type on it, no labels or anything, and then there's no type over here. So this looks really super unfinished. I would consider, instead of eliminating it altogether, add type in here, add your text and your what you need in there. So okay, okay. So process book, excellent job on your process book. See if you have any other stuff laying around here for this project that you can throw in here. Maybe some others, visual studies or something. But definitely think about getting your color studies in there as well as your type studies. And in your type studies, don't forget to tell us what typeface you're using in both of these and what size. Okay. Thumbnail process book, good job, good job. Collateral design we talked about. Okay, so we talked about where we need to be as far as your collateral design, and I'll summarize that in 1 second. Identity package, corporate identity. So if we look into corporate identity, we can see that one of the things that you really need to have in any corporate identity system is a stationary system. That's stationary spelled with an E, not an A. Stationary, including letterhead, business card, label, and an envelope. Those are critical. Absolutely need those. Let's go over here. You've got your letterhead. Well, you've got 2 letterheads. I'm not real sure exactly which one you plan on using. So pick one. Personally, I think that the logo left and the contact information at the bottom is a really, really good formula because you can repurpose the letterhead, which is really awesome. And companies will love that because you can take that and repurpose it as an invoice. Okay, these look good. Take your choice here and run with it. Business card looks good. Is there a design on the back? Really good presentation, by the way. So is there a design on the back of that? And stick to consistency with your presentation. You got a marble background here and something other here. So try to stick. I know you're using Photoshop templates, and that's awesome, but please try to stick with some consistency there. So you've got thumbnails, process book, corporate design, style guide. So I would go just finish that. Letterhead, business card, label, and an envelope. That's a number 10 envelope. And the label is just a sticker, like a sticker for your company. I mean, I think that you had that up here. You showed it right there. So the same thing. Okay, and then where are we? So that is our corporate design. You've got your web and digital media. We want to show this page here. You want to show 3 pages deep. Good job with your using including your URL. Is this the only example of web work that you have? Because this is really, really plain. I mean, it's really basic. I don't think it warrants being in a portfolio. I think it's just entirely too basic. You can do some things to fix this up. I would remove that. I would, try to remove the gray background. Set up this page, maybe an image or two, an image of the author. Do a quick, research. Take a visual research and look at other authors' websites and see how they're preparing those and think about that. Okay. 3 pages deep on this too, so don't forget that. All right, publication design, which you don't have, right? So publication design is really important. And I think you said you have some pieces you have to add a table of contents, I believe is what you said, but I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get that. You got a second on that, but let's get that submitted so I can at least see it. And then digital graphics design, you don't have to wait till your typeface design is finished for that. You can just start putting pieces in, start selecting pieces for this. Okay, package design. Okay, this is good. I'd like to see the digital files. The photography is really weird here. I don't know what this background is, but it almost looks like these are in a medicine cabinet. It's really strange. Also, if you still have the bottles, I'm going to recommend maybe using a different color watercolor for the liquid inside, because these are just really not indicative of food colors. I mean, I guess raspberry, I guess the raspberry and the blueberry are okay. I mean, blue drinks are so odd, you got to admit. And then these are really bizarre colors too. And it just maybe the way the light is hitting it, maybe they're backlit, I'm not sure, but these are just really, really kind of bizarre looking. So I would reconsider the photography of that. Plus they're all bunched together like this. So, you looks like you did a little research on how to photograph your CD. So let's take some little research to how to photograph your product shots. Also, digital labels for this need to be included as well. I recommend so anyways. Okay, and then you have your digital. What do we have here? I don't know what this is. Digital illustration. Is that part of your collateral? Electives, digital illustration. This is a layout. This isn't digital illustration. You've got some spot illustrations here. If you want to show those, that's wonderful. But I would show them away from this piece, because this, try to, these are nice illustrations, by the way. But in the context of the article, I think that they could be presented a little bit, they're in context right now. So I think if we were to be able to show just a page of digital illustration where you have these spot illustrations like this, these are wonderful. Do you have any more of these? These are really good. Very, very interesting. I'd like to see 3 or 4 more of those in your collection. And then your electives of painting. So you just have a couple of electives there. Motion graphics, painting, photography. You got any photography work? Traditional or digital illustration? That's a big one. I'm sure you've got plenty of stuff in your arsenal, in your body of work, as it were, for traditional or digital illustration. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to cut this short right now, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at your work for this week once again, just in summary, so that you can get that. Because I don't want to go too long on this video. Okay, all right, thanks.